Who let Gen X off the hook? Why are we talking shit about those guys?
Don't do that. Sir, I don't know what game you're playing, but we do not invoke Gen X for a reason. They are the lost generation because they want to be lost. We do not need to go find them. They're perfect where they are. You know how millennials, we've seen some shit and then we talk a lot about it all the time. Gen X has seen more shit, but they don't talk. They just stare.
We all did. We did. We had a meeting. Not sure if you missed it. I don't even know if you have qualifications to be invited, but the millennials decided that we're not gonna open that can of worms. Let me tell you something about Gen X. Both my parents are Gen X. I'll make this real simple, real easy. No, because Gen X kids were brought up. I mean, they were the latchkey kids. They were the first real generation of latchkey kid. But they also didn't really have the internet. And if you wanted to hurt someone's feelings, you had to do it to their face. You had to do it to their face, right? Gen X practically invented the saying, I have time. Fuck around and find out how much time I have. Talk shit, get hit. That's not my generation. That was Gen X. You want to know why? Because they square up. And if you find a Gen X is not physically violent, they don't hurt faces, they hurt feelings. I was raised by a pacifist because I don't hurt faces, I hurt feelings. We don't need to wake up Gen X. They're fine. Leave them alone.
Because, sir, we will fuck you up. We fought in real life, not on the internet. We are the last generation of feral children. We didn't have safe spaces. We didn't have trigger warnings. No one was allergic to fucking gluten. We mind our own business. We are older than Google. We are not the bigger person. Leave us alone.
Oh, my poor boy. Nobody let us off the hook. They just don't want to smoke with us. We still out here fighting the boomers, raising the millennials, putting a roof over Gen Z's head. We were raised different. We drank water from a garden hose. All our toys had lead in them. If you wanted to play with your friends, we actually had to go outside and play. If we busted our ass, we shook it off. If we wanted to watch a movie, we had to program a thing called the VCR. And God forbid you had to pause that movie and go somewhere. We had to remember exactly where it left off. We had a thing called dial-up. If we were on the internet and somebody used the phone, you got booted the fuck off. It's not that we're off the hook. We're just built different.
Hello, 51-year-old Gen X here. Thank you for your questions and acknowledging the fact that we actually exist. To answer your initial question, if you saw a bear walking around the streets or in the woods minding its own business, would you keep on walking or would you approach it to fuck around and find out?
My good sir, first and foremost, let me say thank you for acknowledging the existence of Gen X. You see, we of course are the forgotten generation, and for the most part, everyone ignores that we exist, or they just want to leave us alone and not mess with us at all. Now, to answer your question, who lets Gen X off the hook? Well, I don't exactly see it the same way as you. I don't think we were let off the hook at all. I think that no one wants to mess with us. And there are two main reasons for that. Number one is you're all dependent on us in one way or the other. The boomers, as they get older, get ready to retire, probably transition to Valhalla soon, they become more and more dependent on us as the days go by. And they also know in great detail what kind of a monster they created, and they're not ready to stick their hand in that bear trap. The younger ones, well, you've never become independent from us, relying on us for everything from your cell phone bills to your insurance, or even sometimes the roof over your head. And why would you bite the hand that feeds you? Now, the second part, and probably the scarier part, is what we Gen X are. We are the most rabid and feral generation ever. You see, the way that we were raised, forced into this place called the outside, we were left to our own vices to learn how to survive. And because of that, we've become inventive and creative in all aspects of our lives. As far as our methodologies, some of them probably don't align with that of the Geneva Convention. And yes, we did want to live our lives just like William Wallace was, to be a farmer, to be left alone in some far-off place. But of course, if you invite us into a battle, we will come, and we will probably obliterate you in methods that you don't want to experience. So, I think that answers most of your question, and I do appreciate you thinking about us, but I also appreciate you leaving us alone as well.
Because y'all don't want to get fucked up.